Maryville hockey starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Maryville University Hockey Center. We're here in the St. Louis Science Center pregame show as we get set for the University of Michigan-Dearborn Wolverines against your Maryville Saints. I'm Todd Panula, and I'll be bringing you all today's action. Let's talk a little bit about what transpired last night. It was a great day for Maryville overall, as the men's D1 team was victorious over the University of Ohio by a final score of 3-1. And then it was just as quality in the women's game last night as they won by a final of 2-0 on the back of two Sarah Brooks goals. The first one would come at 15:27 of the first period, and it would be on the power play. Brooks would double the lead at 16:43 of the second period as she capitalized on another great scoring opportunity and hit the back of the net. Couldn't get the hat trick, unfortunately, for her, but it was a situation to where by then the game was already decided because Maryville, from start to finish, except for a few flurries here and there, was basically the better team from the puck drop to the final whistle. We'll see whether or not that turns out to be the case here this afternoon as we have matinee hockey. Michigan-Dearborn comes in at 2-2 after last night's loss, and the Saints now improve to 7-2. So they will be looking to get their record well above 500 with a potential 8th win on the season, and we aren't even done with the month of October just yet. Michigan-Dearborn, for their fact, is going to be obviously standing in their way as they try to get back above 500. It's been a little bit of an interesting season for them. They had some early season games and then not too much to speak of, so a little bit of a gap. But they have an opportunity here to get a season split with Maryville if they can pull off a win tonight. In between the pipes for the visitors is going to be number 29, Victoria Hahn. And obviously skating in between the pipes for Maryville for the second night in a row is going to be Caitlin Condrain due to the injury earlier in the season to Sawyer Duncan. So until things change, or either Duncan heals up or somebody at the D2 level really showcases themselves, it's going to be Caitlin Condrain towing the line. So as the teams have their starters listed, we'll take a quick break. Once again, your goaltender for Maryville is going to be Caitlin Condrain. We will step aside just for a moment, and when we come back, we'll have the puck drop here between the Wolverines and the Saints. This is Maryville Saints hockey.
Victory isn't simply won. It takes prep. It takes discipline. It takes practice. You lay the groundwork. And you build. But you don't build alone. In the end, victory isn't given. It isn't earned. You don't ask for it. You take it. And you play for keeps.
It's been weeks, at least this moment's a peace. A truth for the freaks, the beat in the beast. It's been weeks, at least this moment's a peace. Increase the heat. I wanna watch it burn.
So the teams gather over by their benches One final moment for potential instruction from the coaches. Tommy Lang behind the bench for the Saints, and Michigan-Dearborn preparing themselves for what could be a long afternoon if they don't get off to an early start. Maryville, as I mentioned, started things off with a goal in the first period. It did take almost 3/4 of the period to achieve that goal, but nevertheless, Maryville was really dominant in the shot category, 14-3 just in the first period alone, and it basically held up close to that margin throughout the entire contest. But Michigan-Dearborn, for their part, managed to get some chances. Caitlin Cadrain was bothered throughout the contest. She had to make some good saves to keep the goose egg up on the board and preserve the shutout as the contest went along. But it's going to take a pretty good effort by the Wolverines compared to what we saw last night to pick up a win here this afternoon. But that's what's so interesting about collegiate hockey. You can't really apply one night to the next. We've seen it all across the ACHA, men's, women's, Division I, Division II, doesn't really matter. What you see on Friday night doesn't necessarily apply into Saturday. Obviously, we're Saturday into Sunday in this case, but there's just, for whatever reason, a large disparity, and oftentimes you have to wipe the slate clean, and the team that wasn't successful one night ends up coming up with a big win the next night. So perhaps that is going to be the case for the Wolverines. The Saints, for their part, they don't really want to change a whole lot. You need to get pucks to the net early on, test the goaltender, see what Victoria Hahn is made out of, and try to get as many opportunities as you can. And defensively, they don't have to change a whole lot. Now we're going to have Hahn went over to the bench. I believe she's having a little bit of a strap problem with her catching glove. So we'll start things a little bit later than anticipated. It's currently 1:37, according to the clock here in the building. Always something interesting going on here at the Maryville University Hockey Center. Last weekend during a men's game, we had the scoreboard just shut off out of nowhere. That caused a stoppage, and now Hahn seems to have her equipment all the way she wants. The teams are gathered at center ice. The puck is dropped, and we're underway. Collegian comes up with the puck on the near side, flips it in towards the corner. Dawson gets there first for Maryville. The DJ Malone spinning records over there in the booth, getting a little trigger happy. Poisson gives it away. Collegian with a shot. That ends up wide of everything. Off the boards and towards the near side. Maryville able to chip it out. Far side it goes, deflected by Sensoli. Wolverines get it into the zone, but not for long. Johnson stretches it out. Here's Poisson. She takes a shot, and that's blocked off the shin pads of Warham. Wolverines dump it out. Putnam is back for the Saints. Lifted up, knocked down by Gillen. Backhanded in by Callhammer. Chased down by Rutherford. Getting there first was Finley. Callhammer slows it down, and it's walled off by Gerwitz. Warham lifts the stick and steals it away from the speedy Rutherford. Lifted off the glass and out. Gerwitz chases. Fires it up the near wing. It ricochets off the wall and on goal, and Hahn will cover it up. It's too early in the game to be messing up names already. Brennan settles into the face-off circle, wins it against Cadence Pirro. Saints hold it in for the moment, but then it ricocheted off of Pirro's skates. Dawson comes back. Furbett is her defensive teammate. Dawson still in control of the puck. Tries to slide it up the middle, but that's dangerous. Pirro wanted to go back towards the point. Hahn keeps it in. That's Nicole Hahn, who plays out on the ice. Victoria Hahn is in the net. Hahn has the puck. Off the near wing for Zafman. Tries to go through the middle. That was cut out by Putnam. Zafman again. Looking for Schroeder on the near side. Gerwitz was there. Sensoli stick handles and runs into Putnam. Palayan up the near wing. Once again, Gerwitz trying to seal it off. Kalejian comes in. Gives her a little bit of a push. Agaropoulos was there. She'll pick it up on the second opportunity and slap it over towards the far boards. Agaropoulos with the poke check. Stolen right back. Argyropoulos strong on the puck and then fed it back towards Cooper, but nobody was there. Argyropoulos unceremoniously dumped in the zone, and that's going to draw an offside. 17-10 to go here in the first period, no score. Gillen comes in, but quickly surrounded by two Saints players. Still gets it off. Shot was taken by Evers, but it was blocked in front. San Luis tries to slide it up the wall. Met by Palayan. Saints just barely chip it up to the blue line, and it does clear, so it's delayed offside. Dawson wraps it around, or tried to. That may have hit the official on the way in. Johnson tries to drive towards the net, back towards the forehand. Poke check by the goaltender, Hahn. Palayan in behind her own net, blue attire. Fills it up quickly. Gillen from the near wing. Just trying to get Evers up through the zone. Instead, it's Palayan in behind her own net. Poke check by Poisson. Johnson was trying to find her on a return pass. Palayan cut it out. Poisson slides it out in front. Gerwitz will hold the zone. Sidney Poisson tried to push it through the middle. Gerwitz dumped it back in. Neither team able to really establish much through the offensive zone right yet. Saints do have 3 shots on goal. Brennan will take another one. Some of the steam was taken out of that one. Kind of threw the goaltender a curveball. She was able to get a pad on it, and then her teammate collected the rebound. Zafman drops it back for Palayan. Gillings on the forecheck. Disrupts things just enough. O'Leary was spun around like a top. Furbett will get it at the near side point. Wrist shot towards the blocker side. Misses. Dawson will hold it in. O'Leary from the half wall. Dishes around the corner boards. Gilling sets up in Gretzky's office. Towards the near side corner. Furbett with a shot. Again blocked. Too far behind Savage on the outlet pass. Saints just dump it in and roll the line change. 14:35 to go here in the first. Zafman from her own blue line. Tries to stick handle over the red, but ran into Johnson. Gerwitz was chopping at it. Sensoli was the intended target on that pass back towards the edge of the circle. Didn't connect. Now Argyropoulos, who's been very energetic here in her first 2 or 3 shifts. Pain in the side right now, the Wolverines, is every time they try to go back into their own zone, Argyropoulos has been right in their back pocket. Brennan comes in, Johnson is out. Sensoli picking up speed through the neutral zone, tries to push it back towards the middle after coming from the right wing. Finley steps up to hold the zone. Argyropoulos kicking at it. Gerwitz trying to stretch it out, and that's probably going to be an icing unless it ends up on goal. It's going to be close. And Hahn didn't feel too comfortable about where that was going, so she elects to cover it up and force the face-off in her own zone. 13:48 to go here in the period. Over skating was Vandenheuvel. She regains the puck, carries in behind the net, flips one towards the far side. Bump from behind was Sensoli. Picking it up is Hahn, back in her own zone, stretching it out again, too far this time for Gillen. Saints return the favor, but turn it over. Back and forth it goes, blue line to blue line. Vandenheuvel chops it into the attacking zone. McGowan ran into Gillen. No call there as it was incidental contact. Cross corner dump in. Johnson chasing it down. Now the centering feed. There were two Saints there, Brooks and Poisson. Neither one really got a good connection onto it. Johnson from the edge of the circle takes a wrister, and that hits the M right on the chest of Hahn. 12:45 to go here, first period. Caitlin Cadrain has yet to face a shot. The totals there are 6-0 in favor of Maryville. From the end wall, Brooks makes the steal, but Zafman is there to pick up the loose change. McGowan steps up, got a piece of the puck, second opportunity, chops it down low. Tracking it down is Spence for the Wolverines. Zafman from the near side wall, lifts it past McGowan. Dawson will chase it down. Got two Wolverines coming at her though, now three with Zafman joining. McGowan is back to help out. Spence takes a high shot. Oh, that didn't miss by much. And Cadrain didn't know too much about it with somebody right in her face. Closing in on 8 minutes played in the period. Dawson with the puck. Taps it on around the boards. O'Leary tries to continue it on. Spence held it up. 5-player scrum, 3 of them in white for Maryville. Good shoulder save there for Brennan as the puck came up towards her. O'Leary heading off onto the offensive end, joined by Gillings. O'Leary tried to go through the wickets of the defender, but that was just a little too cute. Rutherford had it knocked away. Heads off onto the offensive end, but the pass was too far out of the reach of O'Leary, and even with her speed, Rutherford won't catch up to that before it's labeled as an icing. Face-off will return to the Saints zone with 11:27 left to go here in the first. Erwitz slaps it around. It will clear the zone after rolling over the Wolverine stick. Here's Rutherford with a little bit of space on her off wing. Cuts it back towards the forehand, and then it popped up in the air on the centering feed. Schroeder goes rink wide. Out of the reach of Finley. Now trying to chase it down to St. Louis, and Hahn will cover it up. Almost a bit of good fortune there for Maryville, as that was, I can't figure the intended target, but it almost worked out with St. Louis having some good wheels. Unfortunately, the puck stayed down flat and continued on to Hahn, so she was able to cover it up. Lifted far side for Stephanie Hatch. Vandenheuvel is spun around. Evers comes near side, out of the reach of Gillen. And this will be an icing the other way. 10:37 to go, first period. Brennan, St. Louis, and Callhammer out there for the Saints. Furbit and Dawson on defense. Evers just trying to steer it into the offensive zone. Vanden Heuvel tries to put it back, and now it's off the body of St. Louis. She's here on the near circle. Some fans here on the near side were calling for a centering pass. They find Callhammer was there all alone on the doorstep, but she was in too tight. Tried to go for that near side post, and the angle just wasn't there for her. Gerwitz into the offensive zone. Splits two defenders. Races past Vanden Heuvel. Cooper took it right back into pressure. Vanden Heuvel tried to go rink wide. It was intercepted. Argyropoulos with the shot. Rebound there. They chop at it, and it's kicked in. They score! Referee was very certain of it. It went off of a shin pad, but he's going to say it counts. And the goal will go to Addison Cooper to put the Saints up by 1. So Cooper at 10-17 to put the Saints up by 1. Scoring a little bit earlier than they did last night, but still a first period goal to put the Saints on top. Taken away by Rutherford as she guides it into the zone and then heads off on a change. St. Louis is there trying to find Callhammer. On the backhand chance, Callhammer hit a body and went wide. Johnson will chase it here on the near side, wraps it back around. St. Louis from the far corner. Reverses, but keeps control herself. Hands it off to Johnson. Ran into pressure. St. Louis takes the loose puck. In front, they were looking for Brooks. Too many sticks in the way. Push back in behind the net, play in, tries to find her defensive teammate. Saints steal it. Brooks hands it over to Johnson. Back to Gerwitz at the point. Wanted to go to McGowan, instead in behind the net. Johnson brings it back out in front. Check that. That's Brooks. Puck pops out of play. 8:28 to go here in the first period. Poisson was tied up. Chasing it down is Warham. Coming up through the middle and then skated over here to the near side by Schroeder. Pass back through center, went off a skate. Sensoli backhands it up through the middle. Brennan comes back in on the attack for Maryville. From the right wing, bad angle chance off the side of the goal. Brennan lost it. Back to the point for Maryville. Oh, a toe save on a seeing eye shot from the left. Hatch saw it at the very last moment. Good reaction stop. Lifted over past Schroeder. Gerwitz will hold. Poisson will go off on a change. Brennan trying to get in on the forecheck. Just a step too slow. Dangerous pass from Finley right in front of her own goal. Sensoli allows her to get away with it with a nice little spin move. Sensoli carrying it through the officials area and into the attacking end. It's been quite a while since Michigan has been in there. Still don't have an official shot on goal. O'Leary forces the defender to lose her stick with a little juke move. Puck bounding over towards the far corner. Gillings chopping at it. Saints looking for a centering pass. They were looking for O'Leary. It's back on for Rutherford. Rutherford around the circle to the slot. Shoots to the glove side, but a little too high. Gillings was trying to feed it back for Rutherford. Callhammer was there as well, but it was gloved down by Evers. She crosses the red line and sends it in, chasing it herself as her defensive teammates change. 6:35 to go in the first. As you see on the camera, shots are 13-0. Saints just the one goal to show for it, though. Callhammer peels it back. Takes a little bit of a chop there from Gillen. Backhands one wide. St. Louis picks up the loose change. St. Louis was tied up on the return pass from Callhammer. Furbit has it nibble off her fingertips and just leave the zone. Up through the middle. Johnson had it bound off of her stick. Taken back by Zafman. Perro has it for the Wolverines, avoiding the forecheck. Looked to go off the wall to herself twice, and the second one was one too many. Pallane goes to Savage. Savage backhands it up. Perro is smashed right at the red line, and she is shaken up. That was, again, just kind of an incidental collision as there were two Saints right there, and all of them going for the puck. Fortunately, Perro is in some distress. Had to kind of crawl over towards the bench. Fortunately for her, I don't believe it was knee-on-knee contact, but I think she got a knee towards the thigh. So it doesn't really matter how much padding you have when you catch a shin guard in the thigh area. That's going to deaden your leg for a little while. First shot on goal was just a little bit of a trickler that Cadrain just had to kind of cover, but they all count statistically. Finley gets the puck, tries to drag it to the blue line with St. Louis right in her grill. McGowan trying to muscle off her player, but she's lost a stick as Collegian is right in her back pocket. Now McGowan trying to bump Collegian off the puck. She's got Callhammer there to help. McGowan still without a stick. Now she's over to get it. Puck back towards the near side wall. Sensoli puts it across. Cadrain with a big save. And then the rebound chance for Sensoli was put through the top of the crease. Fantastic setup, and the finish was there, but it was met by a quality save from Caitlin Cadrain. There wasn't too much room as that pass came right in towards the goal, but that's one of those stops that you have to be mentally sharp for a goaltender, because Cadrain has not had hardly any action in this game, and then all of a sudden you're thrown into the thick of it. Wolverines trying to utilize that to gain some momentum and get some offense rolling here in this game. McGowan stretches it out, but too far for Poisson. Gillen has it slide past her. She did get a touch onto it to avoid an icing. McGowan with a nifty little move to avoid Evers on the forecheck. It is jousted away over on the far side as Hatch got a piece of it. Gillen tried to get a shot off, puts it off the side of the goal. 3:25 to go here in the period. Hatch will chase it down. Brooks putting on the pressure. Almost got a piece of it. Gillings almost lost it in the skates of Evers, but the Saints still have. Putnam just kind of shrugged off that stick, but ran into the boards after dumping it in. Gillings from her off wing puts it towards the goal from the corner. Gillen just tosses it out. She tries to get off on a change. Saints trying to catch him, but the pass through the middle went awry. Gerwitz takes it right in front of her own goal. O'Leary guides it off the wall, and then toe picks right around the blue line. 4-player scrum right here in front of us. Savage is able to knock it out. She was bumped down as well. Rutherford stick handles past the defenders. 1-on-3. Rutherford's got the shot off. A little too high and easily gloved down by Hahn. Clock stops with 2:17 to go in the first period, and the Saints lead by 1. Pelé in, calling for it here on the near side. It never came. Instead, Spence went up the right, turned it over. She tried to find Murphy. Murphy kind of throwing her weight around a little bit. All within the rules. No penalties handed out. Puck went out of play. Face-off will be inside the Saint zone. Saints can't clear it out. Second opportunity off the glove of Brooks, and she carries in. Hands it over to Poisson. Excuse me. Poisson overskated as she didn't anticipate the return pass from Johnson. Lifted back towards Collegian at center. Furbit will step in front of her and then has to knife the puck away after Collegian had just gotten past. Bounces past Finley, and now Johnson's off to the races. Back over towards the left wing. Sydney Poisson. She puts it towards goal. Into the goaltender. The puck is still loose. Referee allows play to continue. Poisson gets a chop from the goaltender, and Hatch is going to be penalized. Slashing will be called against the goaltender. And now the referee forgot who he was calling the penalty on, because Michigan-Dearborn, I should say, had the puck for a good 2-3 seconds, and the referee didn't blow it down. 51 seconds left in the first period. Wolverines will have to decide who's going to serve this penalty, as it has been handed out on a slash to Victoria Hahn. So the Saints with the first goal. That came at 10-17. Now they have an opportunity with the first power play of the game as well. The penalty is put up on the board against Hahn. It didn't get a good look at who's serving it. Quick shot, though, from Maryville, stopped by Hahn. Second opportunity, sent in behind the net. Wolverines Riley Vandenheuvel will serve the penalty. 29 seconds remain in the first period. 1:30 left in the power play. Dawson hands it over. Johnson heads up the ice. Two Wolverines in front of her, but she continues to skate. Just guides it past Hatch. Catches up to it in the corner. Continues it on around. Dishes over to O'Leary. She lowers the shoulder. O'Leary drops it. Poisson to the point. Gerwitz with the shot. That's blocked by Johnson, their teammate, so that wasn't intended. But 20 minutes are in the books, and the Saints have a 1-0 lead, almost identical to the first period yesterday, with the shots 14-2 instead of 14-3, and Maryville possessing a 1-0 lead going into the intermission. We'll take a break. Don't go too far. This is Maryville Saints hockey.
St. Louis has a great history of sports.
We love our baseball.
Baseball is nuts. It's crazy here.
When we go back to St. Louis, we got to see the Cardinals play or the Blues.
St. Louis has such a rich history of soccer. This city is ready for an MLS team. It's really such a sports city, and you have to just experience the environment.
That's what makes St. Louis such a special place.
it's going to get harder and more difficult. But to never lose that focus of enjoying the game is so important. Leon Draisaitl from Cologne, Germany, Edmonton Oilers. For me, it started early. My dad played, so it ran in the family a little bit, and always wanted to play in the NHL. I'm an offensive guy that likes to generate and create chances and take big pride in the defensive side of things as well. I've got nothing but great things to say about Warrior, and a huge fan of the consistency. It's a year after year for me personally, bring out the best product, and it's so simple and easy to work with Warrior. And on top of that, the service is incredible. Always things to learn, always things to grow, always the parts of the game to get better at, but all in all, you have to be a Warrior.
Unforgettable moments can happen anytime, anywhere. When we sit down and have a meal, the simplest joys turn into magic. All it takes is good company, great food, and a nice cold Coca-Cola. That's a recipe for magic.
To get more out of your engine, demand more from what you put into it. Go the distance with Schaefer Racing. Supreme 7000 Synthetic Plus Racing Oil. Penetro 90. Molly Ultra Grease. Schaefer, the choice of home track heroes.
For the past 70 years, Lou Fuse has called St. Louis home, growing our dealership and community family, delivering the best experience.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we'll treat you right, you'll see. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, get the respect that you'll need.
With 17 brands, 12 dealerships, thousands of new, certified pre-owned, used and motorsport vehicles, and millions of happy customers, Lou Fuse is here for you. Year after year, Lou Fuse has been proud to support youth athletics, honored to give back to community charities, and happy to deliver the respect and customer service you deserve.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, treat you right for 70. L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, it's our anniversary.
Come celebrate our 70th anniversary with us, with anniversary savings and specials all year long. And everyone gets the Fuse Family Promise, including warranties on new and Fuse certified vehicles, a money-back guarantee, and exchange policy.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we treat you right, you'll see.
Hello, everyone. I hope you've had a great summer. As the school year gets started across the country, we're excited to also welcome you back to another great season of hockey. Thanks for being a part of the USA Hockey family. I want you to know that our volunteers and our staff work every single day as hard as they can to make sure hockey is the best sports experience in every community in our country. Within USA Hockey, you're part of an organization that's a world leader in development, safety, fun, and success, and one that is committed to fostering a welcoming environment for all by building a diverse, equitable, and inclusive game. Hockey is played in thousands of communities across our entire country. Please join me in keeping the momentum going by inviting at least one new person to get involved with hockey this year. It doesn't matter if it's someone who wants to play, coach, officiate, volunteer, or just be a fan. We're excited about sharing the joy our sport brings with as many people as possible. I would also like to offer a friendly reminder to make sure that respect is top of mind every time you enter the rink or take to the ice for a game or practice this season. That includes making sure that we never use hateful or discriminatory language, as it has absolutely no place in our game or in our society. It's on all of us to make sure that we respect the game, including playing within the rules, treating officials with respect, giving our best, and being a good teammate. In the end, hockey is about fun, so let's make sure we never lose sight of that. Here's to a great season ahead, one filled with friendship, respect, success, and most of all, plenty of smiles.
St. Louis has a great history of sports.
We love our baseball.
Baseball is nuts. It's crazy here.
When we go back to St. Louis, we got to see the Cardinals play or the Blues.
St. Louis has such a rich history of soccer. This city is ready for an MLS team. It's really such a sports city, and you have to just experience the environment.
That's what makes St. Louis such a special place.
Time where it's going to get harder and more difficult, but to never lose that focus of enjoying the game is so important. Leon Draisaitl from Cologne, Germany, Edmonton Oilers. For me, it started early. My dad played, so it ran in the family a little bit, and always wanted to play in the NHL. I'm an offensive guy that likes to generate and create chances and take big pride in the defensive side of things as well. I've got nothing but great things to say about Warrior, and a huge fan of the consistency. Year after year, for me personally, bring out the best product, and it's so simple and easy to work with Warrior. And on top of that, the service is incredible. Always things to learn, always things to grow, always the parts of the game to get better at, but all in all, you have to be a warrior.
Unforgettable moments can happen anytime, anywhere. When we sit down and have a meal, the simplest joys turn into magic. All it takes is good company, great food, and a nice cold Coca-Cola. That's a recipe for magic.
To get more out of your engine, demand more from what you put into it. Go the distance with Schaefer Racing. Supreme 7000 Synthetic Plus Racing Oil. Penetro 90. Molly Ultra Grease. Schaefer, the choice of home track heroes.
What you want, Lou Fuse has got it.
For the past 70 years, Lou Fuse has called St. Louis home, growing our dealership and community family, delivering the best experience.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we'll treat you right, you'll see. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, get the respect that you need.
With 17 brands, 12 dealerships, thousands of new, certified pre-owned, used and motorsport vehicles, and millions of happy customers, Lou Fuse is here for you. Year after year, Lou Fuse has been proud to support youth athletics, honored to give back to community charities, and happy to deliver the respect and customer service you deserve.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, treat you right for 70. L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, it's our anniversary.
Come celebrate our 70th anniversary with us, with anniversary savings and specials all year long. And everyone gets the Fuse Family Promise, including warranties on new and Fuse certified vehicles, a money-back guarantee, and exchange policy.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we treat you right, you'll see.
Hello everyone, I hope you've had a great summer. As the school year gets started across the country, we're excited to also welcome you back to another great season of hockey. Thanks for being a part of the USA Hockey family. I want you to know that our volunteers and our staff work every single day as hard as they can to make sure hockey is the best sports experience in every community in our country. Within USA Hockey, you're part of an organization that's a world leader in development, safety, fun, and success, and one that is committed to fostering a welcoming environment for all by building a diverse, equitable, and inclusive game. Hockey is played in thousands of communities across our entire country. Please join me in keeping the momentum going by inviting at least one new person to get involved with hockey this year. It doesn't matter if it's someone who wants to play, coach, officiate, volunteer, or just be a fan. We're excited about sharing the joy our sport brings with as many people as possible. I would also like to offer a friendly reminder to make sure that respect is top of mind every time you enter the rink or take to the ice for a game or practice this season. That includes making sure that we never use hateful or discriminatory language, as it has absolutely no place in our game or in our society. It's on all of us to make sure that we respect the game, including playing within the rules, treating officials with respect, giving our best, and being a good teammate. In the end, hockey is about fun, so let's make sure we never lose sight of that. Here's to a great season ahead, one filled with friendship, respect, success, and most of all, plenty of smiles.
St. Louis has a great history of sports.
We love our baseball.
Baseball is nuts. It's crazy here.
When we go back to St. Louis, we got to see the Cardinals play or the Blues.
St. Louis has such a rich history of soccer. This city is ready for an MLS team. It's really such a sports city, and you have to just experience the environment.
That's what makes St. Louis such a special place.
Where it's going to get harder and more difficult, but to never lose that focus of enjoying the game is so important. Leon Draisaitl from Cologne, Germany, Edmonton Oilers. For me, it started early. My dad played, so it ran in the family a little bit, and always wanted to play in the NHL. I'm an offensive guy that likes to generate and create chances and take big pride in the defensive side of things as well. I've got nothing but great things to say about Warrior, and a huge fan of the consistency. Year after year, for me personally, bring out the best product, and it's so simple and easy to work with Warrior. And on top of that, the service is incredible. Always things to learn, always things to grow, always the parts of the game to get better at, but all in all, you have to be a Warrior.
Unforgettable moments can happen anytime, anywhere. When we sit down and have a meal, the simplest joys turn into magic. All it takes is good company, great food, and a nice cold Coca-Cola. That's a recipe for magic.
To get more out of your engine, demand more from what you put into it. Go the distance with Schaefer Racing. Supreme 7000 Synthetic Plus Racing Oil. Penetro 90. Molly Ultra Grease. Schaefer, the choice of home track heroes.
What you want, Lou Fuse has got it.
For the past 70 years, Lou Fuse has called St. Louis home, growing our dealership and community family, delivering the best experience.
Loufusc.
Welcome back to the Maryville University Hockey Center. Todd Panula along with you here as we are about ready to drop the puck on second period action between the Maryville Saints and the Michigan-Dearborn Wolverines. Saints lead 1-0 on an Addison Cooper goal. Still 1:05 left in their power play attack. Charging forward is O'Leary. Guides it in, and then the defender blew a tire. That allows Poisson to get control of it. Lifts a pass along the boards to Brennan. Straightaway point Gerwitz, near circle Johnson. O'Leary's shot missed everything, and that's going to leave the zone. Saints have it in behind their own goal. Johnson will bring it out. Runs into the linesman as well as a couple defenders. lost the puck in the process. Dangerous play through the crease, and then a shot. Cadrain has to make the save, and she'll cover it up. This is all shorthanded, so that was a pretty big mess there for Maryville that their goaltender had to clean up. Rutherford wins the faceoff. Saints collect it. Dawson has the. She'll skate up the right-hand side past the Wolverines bench. Stick handling through 4 players. Finally lost it at the last moment. Now they chop at it. Callhammer blows a tire as well as everybody's falling over. Quickly out of the box was Vandenheuvel. And there's a whistle behind the play. So the linesmen are discussing something. I believe we're going to have a center ice face-off. At least that's what they seem to be leaning towards. Nope, now they're going to put it at the near side dot, so I really don't know what it is now. Normally a face-off outside the zone is an offside, but I know that the whistle came from the trail linesman, so he's got to have pretty good perception to see an offside from there. Dawson gets the puck, lobs it in, 18:35 to go. Spence with the puck here in the second period. Callhammer chops at it. Spence kept it alive. Slid down the ice. Dawson trying to chase it down. No icing here. 2 Wolverines coming into the zone. Dawson is tied up. Has to be careful not to give it away. And she is. Gillings taps it through center. O'Leary will bring it in on the near wing. Brennan was cutting towards the net. Gillings with a shot. Goes after her own rebound. Couple attempts at it. She is dumped in front. Saints fans don't like it too much, but that's just good hard hockey. Face-off will come to the near side after the cover by Victoria Hahn, who has been under siege here today. 14 shots against in the first period. Only 1 got past her. 2 so far here in the first 2 minutes. Gerwitz put it right into the skates of Savage as it goes back into the far corner. Perro has it poke checked by Gerwitz. Putnam stretching it out, ramped in by Gillings. Her teammates are going off on a change, so she's by herself. Johnson takes a spot out in front. Agaropoulos slowed it down. Furbit with the shot, and it got through and missed on the near side. Dawson with a slapper, and that one just kind of chipped up into the air. Now we're going to get a whistle, and I believe it's a hand pass. The Wolverines weren't allowed to complete a line change. 17-13 to go. Warham trying to keep it away from Cooper. She wants to wrap it around. Ran out of space as Finley was right there. Agaropoulos from the goal line. Tried to put it out in front. Went off a skate. Zafman skates it up the far wing. Guides it past Furbit. Dawson gets there first for the Saints. Fanned on the clearance, and now it's tied up. Zafman had her stick lifted, but still keeps control. Flips one towards goal, and Cadrain slows it down. 16:41 to go here in the period. Slap shot blocked by Putnam. Schroeder will get to it on the far circle. Tried to reverse it. Callhammer picks up the loose change. Almost had her skate taken out from under her. St. Louis pushes it up the boards. Not too far, though. Gerwitz handed it over. McGowan sidesteps the pressure. Got the puck away. McGowan sweeps it back towards the offensive zone. Cross-ice pass went off the stick of St. Louis, so the Wolverines retreat further into their own end. Sensoli sees Brooks coming. Johnson is back. Fires one towards the far wing. Johnson intercepts. Carries on around. Wants to wrap around. Finds a player out in front, and it hits some bodies at the side post. The far side post, I should say. There's a player down for Michigan. That's Gillen. She's a little bit shaken up in the neutral zone. She gets back up. Going to stay on the ice. Has the puck now at center ice. Crosses the blue line on the attack. Dusted off a couple times and ran out of space. Twisted back around. It caroms oddly off the board, so that spun Poisson around. Carried in by O'Leary towards the backhand. Carries onto the forehand. Sydney Poisson from the face-off circle. Shot was blocked. And then she runs into some bodies through the slot. Delayed offside here for Maryville. I apologize for laughing, but the linesman again lost track of who was where, so he put his arm down. Then he saw that Sidney Poisson was still in the zone, so he put it back up. And it just looked kind of comical. O'Leary comes up, passes through the middle. Brennan with a cross-ice pass. Gillings had it ramp over his stick. Got it towards goal, but a little bit too high. This one's going to end up on goal, so a save for Gadrain, but no icing available for the Saints. Long stretch pass towards Gillings. Nicely tapped just for Rutherford. Warham trying to steer the speedy Rutherford outside and does so. Into the corner for Callhammer. Back for Rutherford, but the puck kind of bobbled on her a little bit, so she couldn't get a clean shot. Finley roughs up Rutherford. Sounded good in my head. Didn't come out right. Johnson taps it back towards Gerwitz at the point. In towards goal, and a save made by Hahn. So the pressure continues for the Maryville Saints. They've now got 19 shots on goal. There are 6 now for the Wolverines. Poisson puts it into the mixer. Brooks, Hackenwecken, Johnson on the doorstep. She scores! Maddie Johnson with the rebound goal, and the Saints have a 2-0 lead. 13:47 left to go in the period. But Johnson at 6:13 of the second period. And the Saints have a 2-0 lead. Cooper will chase it down into the corner. Hahn gets there first. Flips it over towards the far side. Collegian tried to put it back onto the forehand. Lost control. Brennan taps it towards the corner. Cooper finds it along the dashers. Cooper, hip check towards the wall. Schroeder digs in. Hahn comes up with a loose puck, puts it up towards the blue line. Dawson has it, flips it back off the near side window. Now we get a stoppage. Referee wasn't overly clear what had happened, but I believe they're going to call a, well, I'm not even going to venture an idea as to what happened. Face-off is going to come inside the Maryville zone. 2-0 is your score. Saints have goals from Cooper and Johnson. Shot in, and Hatch's shot got all the way through. And then Cadrain took a little bit of a bump. Ended up on her backside. The puck is in the net. It's not going to count as they blew it dead. Face-off will happen to the far side. Collegian, Schroeder, and Sensoli, the forwards for the Wolverines, countered by Poisson, Johnson, and Brooks for the Saints. Cross ice. Oh, they score! Just north of the hash marks, they found Sensoli on the far side, and the Wolverines have ended their scoreless drought here in Chesterfield. So Sensoli at 7:32 gets the Wolverines on the board. Michigan-Dearborn trying to tie it up as they are feeling it a little bit here. They always say it's a little bit of an old axiom, not sure how true it is, but it always feels true that the next shift after a goal is always very important. And it almost proved to be there. Opportunity for the Saints. Gillings was right there for the rebound, but it is covered by Hatch. As all of a sudden, Cork has been pulled out of this game. 11:59 to go here in the period. It's back to a 1-goal difference. The score's changed, though. It's 2-1. If you're just joining us, Addison Cooper scored in first period. Johnson made it 2-0. And then not even a minute and a half later, Sensoli cut the lead in half for Michigan-Dearborn. Trying to guide it in behind the net. Ooh, they got away with it as Callhammer almost made the steal. To the far side for Zafman. Stolen by St. Louis. She had it chopped away. Now Perro comes up through the middle. Again, it's a pass Furbit and St. Louis. And Dawson was one player too many. St. Louis back to pick up the puck. Pilfered away by Zafman. Reverses in behind the net. Savage is there, but so is Dawson. Dawson has it for the Saints up the near wing. Sees the pressure coming. At least gets it past Schroeder. Now we're going to get a penalty as Johnson touches the puck. And they're going to call Dawson on a cross check. So that's an interesting interpretation. I agree that there was probably a penalty there. I don't know that I would have called cross checking. But one way or the other, the Wolverines will have a player advantage. They've ended the scoreless streak, and now they're trying to get this tied up. Putnam steps up, fires it wide of the goal. St. Louis just pitchforks it in behind the goal and then heads back. Check that, that's actually Gillings. I need to have my prescription checked, apparently. Back towards the blue line. Palayan shot from the near circle, went wide on the far side, and that will roll over the blue line and out of the zone. Closing in on the halfway mark of the contest. Still 1:16 left in the power play. Sensoli brings it up through the middle. She's got the lone goal for the Wolverines from the far circle, drops it off. Filtered through to Warham at the point. Warham gets it back in the high slot. Diving is Putnam, cannot clear. A bouncer towards goal, and Cadrain struggled with it, but still kept it out. Gerwitz blows a tire. Referee is going to call a penalty here. He thought about it for a second. And Andy Evers kind of looking around. I think she looked at the official for the same thing I thought, to where it's like you didn't put your hand up right away. You stared at her for a second and then decided to call it afterward. And we kind of had a little bit of a discussion about that yesterday, to where it's like, okay, yeah, that's probably a trip. But, I mean, the stick is just kind of there. So, but that's a losing battle for the for those that think maybe those shouldn't be tripping calls. It's just the way the game is officiated now, top to bottom. So 4-on-4 for another 33 seconds, 9:32 left in the second period. Clearly, I've allowed my bias in terms of how I feel about those kind of calls come through, because for me, it doesn't matter who it benefits. I just kind of think that there needs to be a little wiggle room in terms of and I don't even necessarily know that was the case there, but if an offensive player or a puck carrier, I should say, steps on a stick, I don't know that should be a tripping call. But here we go with the Saints coming into the attacking zone. El Rutherford has it poked away by Hahn. Putnam stepped up. Saints have to be careful not to get too many men as they're on the power play here. When you get players coming off the bench and the puck just kind of rolls over there, a lot of times you forget who's supposed to go off. O'Leary stick handles around Hahn. She turns around and swipes that puck away. Gives it right back to Johnson. Johnson puts it towards the goal. It's bouncing around. Gillings scores! Brooklyn Gillings with a power play goal, and the Saints are back up by 2. So almost 4 minutes after Michigan-Dearborn scored, Gillings puts her team back up by 2 goals, a power play goal, cashing in on the rebound. 11:31, the time of the goal. Saints send it back in. Scoreboard still shows a Michigan-Dearborn penalty up there, but they are 5-on-5. St. Louis lobs it up off the boards. Rutherford plays it back. McGowan with a high shot. There's a glove save. St. Louis was trying to provide a screen, came in just a step too late and allowed the goaltender to see it. Eight minutes left to go here in the period. Shots are 26-12 in favor of the Saints, and they lead 3-1. Cooper picks it up along the corner, finds Johnson in front. Oh, and a stick there from Murphy denied a chance, and then a pad save made on the shot from Putnam. Cooper carries around towards the near corner, trying to get it onto the forehand. Instead guides it back towards the point. Putnam sends it back around. Argyropoulos in from the corner. Sweeps it along, runs into the defender. Palahian keeping the Saints to the outside. Spence heads on around. Linesman had to jump up, show the hops. Murphy's into the zone, chopped away from her. Bodies and sticks all around. Oh, and then Spence took out a player, and now Argyropoulos has been roughed up twice. I think they're only going to call the one, but Spence knocked her down, and as she was heading off to the bench, took an extra shove on her. That's going to get the roughing call. And then after she came out of the bench area. Stephanie Hatch gave Argyropoulos a little bit of a bump as well. That one's not going to be called. But the Saints are going to go on to their third power play of the evening. And that's unofficial, because I openly admit that sometimes I forget to write stuff down in my book. So right now they're 1 for 2. We'll see what happens after this one. Saints won the faceoff and set it up at the point, but then the shot was quickly blocked and put down the ice. Stretching up through the middle, in behind Brennan. So they'll reset back in their own zone with 30 seconds gone in the player advantage. Speed through the right side for Rutherford. She runs into pressure, lost the puck. Saints telegraphed that one just a little too much and allowed Schroeder to get over. St. Louis picks it off the near side wall, trying to guide it in towards Rutherford. She plays it off the boards and in, chasing it down in the corner. Hatch digs in, trying to keep it away from Rutherford. Callhammer on the half wall, gets it back from Dawson. Rutherford from the corner, Callhammer again. Dawson with a slapper from the blue line. That ricochets off the end wall. Hahn is over to make the stop from an angle. 40 seconds left in the power play. Long shot from Dawson. Hit a stick and popped over the goal. Brooks from her offside. Backhanded it. Dawson near side for Callhammer. Puts it into the mixer. Deflected shot. Score! Saints are having a discussion. I don't think they even know fully who's got the goal yet. Based on who's going first in the celebration line, it's Maud St. Louis. Both her and Callhammer were in the vicinity to get a deflection on that puck. I believe St. Louis will get credit for the goal, and the Saints are up 4-1. So 2 power play goals now for the Saints. Here comes O'Leary, dragging it back. Good stick by Warham to disrupt things. So Callhammer will get an assist. St. Louis on the goal. Finley stretches it. Warham up through the middle, guides it towards the far wing. Picks up speed through the neutral zone and dumps it in past the linesman. Gerwitz in behind her own net. 4:50 left in the period. Saints up 4-1. For a moment, perhaps 2 or 3 shifts, it looked like the Wolverines were getting a little bit of momentum and going to claw their way back into this one. They scored the goal, had a good shift right after that. But the Saints took little time, scoring less than 90 seconds later, and they have now tripled their lead. Wolverines had a couple players take a spill in front of the Saints' goal. As Hatch stepped in, Vandenheuvel put it right into the body of the Saints defender. Johnson kicks it forward. Poisson guides it out towards center. Hatch is back. Hahn at center ice. Up through the middle, crossing in on the attack. Savage takes a shot. Stick save made by Cadrain. Dawson tried to shovel one over towards the far side. Brooks takes a hack at it as well. Through the top of the crease on the shot from the Wolverines. Poisson guides it over the blue line. It's put a little air underneath it. Brooks in, and then had it roll away. Pelayan comes towards the attack, trying to pass off the wall to herself. Savage had it knifed away. Gerwitz skates up. Stretch pass intended for Brennan. Collegian saw it all the way and was able to get a stick to it. Warham sends it far wing. Schroeder quickly to the other side for Murphy. Hurwitz. There's all sorts of turned around on that play. Warham dumps it back in. Gerwitz seals it off. Potential break here for the Saints. Argyropoulos has got some speed, but two Wolverines defenders converged. Schroeder to Collegian. She would have had a breakaway attempt, but the puck wouldn't settle down for her. Sidesteps Boissol, and then Gerwitz intercepted the centering pass. Hatch had it bumped away. Here's Poisson with Brooks. And again, with one hand on the stick. Just couldn't quite keep control. Oh, Johnson throws a shoulder right into the chest of Zinsoli in an attempt to get that puck, so no penalty going to be handed out. Saints get it out of the zone, but the Wolverines have it again. Hatch, Rainbow passes it over to Hahn on the far side, who slides it in. Ever finds Vandenheuvel. She stick handles towards the near side. Ideally, I think she would have liked to have gotten that shot off from the slot, but had to take one too many stick handles. Brought it over towards the near circle. And that allowed Cadrain to get a better angle. Callhammer trying to dig that out is St. Louis. Pelé in, fishes it loose. Out towards center. Gillen gains the blue line and ratchets it around. Vandenheuvel seals it off along the wall. So there's a 4-player scrum. Now 5 is Maryville getting another player in there. Interestingly enough, based on our broadcast angle, that actually looked like Michigan was kind of fighting with themselves trying to get that puck. Here's Colleen O'Leary. She's got a 2-on-1. O'Leary is in. She tried to take a shot, and it just peeled off the heel of her stick. Rutherford, with 33 seconds left, trying to spin around with possession. Gets it off the corner boards. St. Louis was the intended target on the pass. Vandenheuvel puts it up the rink. Gillen lost it at center. Gerwitz puts it in, and it's going to be offside as the Saints were changing. Stay tuned during the second intermission. We will have a brief intermission report coming up for you. Talk things over just a little bit in terms of what's going on in this contest and give you a little bit of a look forward in terms of the schedule for the Saints coming up. Right now the Wolverines have it. They try to put it in towards the slot. Savage was there, but the puck was not on the tape, so the Saints poke it away. 40 minutes are in the books, and Maryville has a commanding lead. The shutout went by the wayside, but they've increased their goal total. The score is 4-1. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk things over. This is Maryville Saints hockey.
College hockey. It's more than just what school you play for. It's another sweater you pull on. It's It's about focus, determination, strategy, and poise. It's more than just packed rinks and screaming fans. It's about heart, skill, and passion. In nearly 30 years of the ACHA, we don't just play the game of hockey. We are the game of hockey. Hundreds of elite players and coaches from some of the United States and Canada's most prestigious programs. The American Collegiate Hockey Association. More than just a game.
This is the letter I've been telling you about.
This letter is for you. From what I hear, you're supposed to be the next Tom Brady. What I'm about to say is important. Never let them call you the next Tom Brady. When they compare you to the GOATs, tune it out. When they say you're a 6th round draft pick, store it away. Compare yourself to nobody but the kid in the mirror. The one who goes all in, all out, and has the crazy confidence to know that who you are today is just a piece of who you're going to become. This letter's for that you, the one no one will see coming. Sincerely, Tom.
About your dreams, man.
What you want, Lou Fuse has got it.
For the past 70 years, Lou Fuse has called St. Louis home, growing our dealership and community family, delivering the best experience.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we'll treat you right, you'll see. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, get the respect that you need.
With 17 brands, 12 dealerships, thousands of new, certified pre-owned, used and motorsport vehicles, and millions of happy customers, Lou Fuse is here for you. Year after year, Lou Fuse has been proud to support youth athletics, honored to give back to community charities, and happy to deliver the respect and customer service you deserve.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, treat you right for 70. L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, it's our anniversary.
Come celebrate our 70th anniversary with us, with anniversary savings and specials all year long. And everyone gets the Fuse Family Promise, including warranties on new and Fuse certified vehicles, a money-back guarantee, and exchange policy.
L-O-U-F-U-S-Z, where we'll treat you right, you'll see.
Hello, everyone. I hope you've had a great summer. As the school year gets started across the country, we're excited to also welcome you back to another great season of hockey. Thanks for being a part of the USA Hockey family. I want you to know that our volunteers and our staff work every single
Welcome back to the Maryville University Hockey Center and your Lou Fuse intermission report. Todd Panula along with you here as the Saints lead by a score of 4-1 over Michigan-Dearborn. It's been a pretty entertaining 40 minutes of hockey, especially if you're a fan of the team in white and red, as they have outshot their opponent 28-12. It was 14-2 in the first period in terms of the shot totals. So Michigan-Dearborn did manage to break down the Maryville defense just a little bit anyway in terms of creating some chances. So they had 10 shots in that period alone, giving them 12, or excuse me, they've changed it now to 14. So that gives them 12 shots within that period alone. But nevertheless, they only managed to crack the goal line one time with Sensoli scoring on a cross-ice pass. It was a great setup and an easy finish for Sensoli, easy for us to say up here in the broadcast booth anyway. That came at 7:32 of that period, but it was already 2-0 then because Cooper scored in the first on a scramble play, potentially kicked in. There was a little bit of a question, but the referee signaled goal immediately. He had a pretty good angle So if it went off of a leg, it was not intentional, according to the official. That was back at 10:17 of the first period. Johnson made it 6-13, 2-0 at 6:13 on the rebound. Sensoli cut it to 2-1, but then the Saints would answer with 2 unanswered goals. Gillings on the rebound at 11:31 on the power play. St. Louis at 14:23 on another power play goal for the Saints to give us our 4-1 scoreline. Looking forward, the Saints will be back on home ice on October 27th, and that is an 8:15 puck drop against the Midland Warriors. And then they will face off against, again, that same Midland team on Saturday, October 28th at 5:15. And we will have it right here on the Maryville Saints Hockey Network. Still 20 minutes left in regulation in this contest. So there is still time for the Wolverines to try to mount a comeback, but it is going to take a Herculean effort the way that Maryville has played thus far over the last 5 periods. So we'll see what the third has in store coming up. Don't go too far. We'll have puck drop for you in just a little under 8 minutes. This is Maryville Saints Hockey.
Welcome to Maryville University.
Welcome to Saints,
home of the Big Red M.
So what does it mean to be a Maryville Saint?
It's more than just going to classes.
As Saints, we are passionate about what we believe in.
We are open-minded and curious about other points of view.
And we know this about life at Maryville.
Your best experiences will happen when you get involved.
Make sure to get involved on campus.
We work hard.
But we have a lot of fun too.
We have a passion to see each other succeed.
You might have a few hiccups along the way.
Or maybe something more serious. When we run into adversity,
we have faculty and staff here to provide support.
We stand with our fellow Saints through the good times.
And the difficult times.
So be sure to seek out help when you need it.
We know that here at Maryville,
we are never alone.
The spirit of Maryville flows through each person that steps foot on our campus.
Being a Saint is that feeling that Maryville University is your community.
That even when you're far away from home,
you are home.
We're on this journey together.
We are Maryville University.
One team, one family.
Comes a time where it's going to get harder and more difficult, but to never lose that focus of enjoying the game is so important. Leon Draisaitl from Cologne, Germany, Edmonton Oilers. For me, it started early. My dad played, so it ran in the family a little bit, and always wanted to play in the NHL. I'm an offensive guy that likes to generate and create chances and take big pride in the defensive side of things as well. I've got nothing but great things to say about Warrior, and a huge fan of the consistency. Year after year, for me personally, bring out the best product, and it's so simple and easy to work with Warrior. And on top of that, the service is incredible. Always things to learn, always things to grow, always the parts of the game to get better at, but all in all, you have to be a Warrior.
There's a whole lot of wonder in the little word, why. It's uncovering how things work, what things are. Why is endless. Why is ageless, and it's for everyone to explore. At the St. Louis Science Center, the wonder of why is why we exist. we create it inside our building and in our community. Why is where wonder begins, and the St. Louis Science Center brings it to life. Come visit.
Unforgettable moments can happen anytime, anywhere. When we sit down and have a meal, the simplest joys turn into magic. All it takes is good company, great food, and a nice cold Coca-Cola. That's a recipe for magic.
Welcome to Maryville University,
Welcome to Saints Nation.
home of the Big Red M.
So what does it mean to be a Maryville Saint?
It's more than just going to classes.
As Saints, we are passionate about what we believe in.
We are open-minded and curious about other points of view.
And we know this about life at Maryville.
Your best experiences will happen when you get involved.
Make sure to get involved on campus.
We work hard.
But we have a lot of fun too.
We have a passion to see each other succeed.
You might have a few hiccups along the way.
Or maybe something more serious.
When we run into adversity,
We have faculty and staff here to provide support.
We stand with our fellow Saints through the good times.
And the difficult times.
So be sure to seek out help when you need it.
we know that here at Maryville,
We are never alone.
The spirit of Maryville flows through each person that steps foot on our campus.
Being a Saint is that feeling that Maryville University is your community.
That even when you're far away from home,
You are home.
We're on this journey together.
We are Maryville University.
One team, one family.
There comes a time where it's going to get harder and more difficult, but to never lose that focus of enjoying the game is so important. Leon Draisaitl from Cologne, Germany, Edmonton Oilers. For me, it started early. My dad played, so it ran in the family a little bit, and
And welcome back to the Maryville University Hockey Center here in Chesterfield, Missouri, just outside of St. Louis. Very apropos, as Maud St. Louis is the last player to score for the Maryville Saints. He scored at 14:23 on the power play to make it 4-1 in favor of Maryville. Shots are 28-14, as I mentioned during the intermission report. So in terms of shots, Michigan had a very good 20 minutes of play in that middle frame, and they got on the board. They ended their scoreless streak, and unfortunately for them, they ended up allowing 3 goals as well. as the Saints were not to be denied. McGowan dumps it in. Poisson will chase it. Brooks was there as well, but the Michigan defender got there first. Schroeder taps it far side. Sensoli comes up the middle. They exchange places, and there's an easy save for Cadrain. 20 seconds gone here in the third period, and an offensive zone face-off coming up for the Wolverines. St. Louis trying to dig it out of there. Just taps one up through the neutral zone. Too far for Callhammer, though. Spence is back. Callhammer makes the steal. From the circle, the shot was blocked. Pillay lost her stick. One-timer for Dawson. That got through. Hahn is able to cover it up. Seen a couple times in this weekend's action to where the referees have really played a part in a positive way. Now, I say that, and Wolverines fans will feel hard done by it, but I would really say it either way, no matter who benefited. I always appreciate referees that are a little slower on the whistle. Now, that does open you up to the potential for extracurricular activity and pushing and shoving and bumping into the goaltender. But as we saw yesterday, there was a save made by Borso as Brennan has the puck. Blocker save on her chance from the near circle. The goaltender is down for Michigan as the Michigan-Dearborn netminder Hahn was run into. There was no call. So I don't know if her own player ran into her or what happened. As I was watching the puck, it was further up the zone. There's not going to be a penalty handed out, and there really doesn't seem to be too much consternation coming from the Michigan-Dearborn bench. So I think it's just kind of one of those things where it's a little bit of a collision, perhaps a stick taken out of skate, and Hahn ended up basically in the goal. But circling back to the point that I was making about the referees being a little slower on the whistle, I think that benefits the game because it allows things to happen. Those little pucks that aren't necessarily fully covered or that trickle through if it's a shot towards the pads and somehow it sneaks out the backside. And we see this even in the NHL level to where referees are so quick to blow things down because the game is so fast that they don't want that extra stuff to happen. But then all of a sudden you deny a scoring opportunity, and that's what's been beneficial with a lot of the play that's gone on here. Puck chopped in behind the net. Poisson ends up with it on the far corner. Tried to reverse it down low to Johnson. It ends up in the slot. Poke checked away. Furbit hammers it over towards the far boards again. Finley sends it up the zone, and then Hatch taps it out. Left back Evers whiffed on the shot. Good back check from Dawson to kind of get a little piece of the stick. Some of the men's players that are here supporting their Maryville counterparts. Getting a little loud over here to our left. Perro took it right back into Furbit. Perro's kind of looking around. She was outsized there. Now Perro gets a cross check right in the chest. Referee was there. Now the referee's looking back. When Zafman is down. Dawson heading over towards the bench. And again, I did not see what happened there. But the Michigan player is down. Dawson was kind of looking around like, I didn't really do anything. So I don't know if that was just another incidental collision or what potentially happened. The referee is talking things over with his linesman. And that's one of those situations where I don't think technically you're allowed to do that in terms of, okay, the referee didn't see a penalty, so therefore can you really call one? But on the flip side, it's like if something egregious happens and a linesman spotted it, and you get a stoppage in play relatively quickly afterward, and you have an opportunity to penalize a team for something that was behind the play, then I think every opportunity should be given in that instance. That's not going to happen here. I think mainly the discussion was where the faceoff was going to occur. So it comes just outside the Maryville line. 17:30 to go here in the period. Sensoli sent it back, and it's filtered to the near wing, and Collegian. Gerwitz tried to flip it up the near side wall, but Schroeder got a piece. Sensoli puts it into the middle. Collegian shoots, and a diving block made by Putnam. Another shot just outside the far circle, and another block. This time I believe it was Rutherford stepping in front of it. Saints chip it off the near side wall as Argyropoulos was looking to get it in the offensive end. Cooper was sealed off at the blue line. Backhands it into the offensive end. Wolverines steal it. Argyropoulos gets a stick over towards Sensoli as she pirouettes around. McGowan didn't see the pressure coming, but managed to sidestep it anyway, as Hahn was coming right for her. Brooks off the skate, loses her footing. Poisson is able to bump that puck loose, so Johnson thought she was going to have a good chance towards goal, and the stick came in late. 16:25 to go here in the period as Vanden Heuvel will lift it in. McGowan chases her down. Uses that long reach to guide it away. Johnson will take down Gillen. And she'll go to the box as well. They're going to get Maddie Johnson for body checking. And I think that probably was a pretty good call. The referee has been pretty lenient here tonight, and the official last night as well, allowing some physicality, but a little too much there on the check-in towards the wall. So Wolverines will have an opportunity to cut this lead in half if they can score on the power play. Perro from the corner guides it back towards the half wall and then towards the point. Intended it for Spence, but the puck just evaded her and escaped the zone. Palayan tries to go far wing. Gillen is turned around, does end up getting it in. And now the Wolverines fans really unhappy as there was a potential trip there. That won't be called. Spence hands it over. Vanden Heuvel from the half wall shoots to the glove hand side. May have been going wide, but it ends up in the trapper of Cadrain. 1:23 left in the power play. Warham from the point, far side. Hatch with a shot was deflected by Evers. And it missed the net, but not by a whole lot. Warham keeps it alive. Sensoli will pick it up off the near side. Warham straightaway point. Has it slide away from her. Wolverines trying to keep it in, and Cooper will guide it out. Callhammer dives over and deflects it out of play. Callhammer a little bit shaken up. She went full stretch to block that puck over on the far side. But she'll be all right. Sensoli tried to play it back, intended for Hatch. Getting a stick to it again was Gillings this time. Cross ice it goes, and this will be an icing call. 35 seconds left in the penalty to Johnson. And 14:46 left in the period. Saints fans, make sure to stay tuned to our social media channels, as we will have a talk with Coach Tommy Lang and get his thoughts on this weekend series a little bit later. Schroeder from her own corner on the far side, guides it in behind the net and slows things up. Still a power play for another 22 seconds. Sensoli avoids the pressure and then skates up through the gut. From the right angle, shot ended up in behind the goal. 10 seconds left in the power play. Hatch tends it to Sensoli. She fires it off the shin pad of McGowan. Now Hatch with a long wrister that caroms off the end wall. Shuffleboarded over here towards the near boards. Gillings guides it off the boards. Brooks picks it up down low. Johnson is on the puck. Blows a tire, and they're going to say she was tripped. .44 left to go. Had a few more stoppages here in the third period than we've become accustomed to. The penalty was called against Ashley Savage. Shorthanded break here for Zafman. Coming back is Gerwitz, and the shot ended up missing on the far side. Saints trying to answer. O'Leary goes back the other way. Stick handling in and past Palayan. O'Leary from the backhand reverses. Nobody there in the corner as Gillings was driving the net. Gerwitz will hold. Puck stuck right along the wall. O'Leary into the corner for Rutherford. At the point, it's Gerwitz. She'll take a shot. Couple players were in front in white, but Michigan was the only team to get a touch on it. Rutherford from the near side now as she is bumped around. Gerwitz on the backhand, held it into the zone. Far side, St. Louis. Here's O'Leary. Wrist shot. Left pad save. Gerwitz will chase it down. 55 seconds left in the power play. Brooks into the offensive zone from the hash marks, St. Louis. Brooks tried a little chip shot on the backhand. Wolverines have numbers now as they skated in. Vandenheuvel on the breakaway, throwing her stick and drawing a penalty is going to be Dawson. I don't think she intended to actually throw it, but that's going to be a penalty one way or the other. I think you could have called a slash. And now the discussion could potentially be whether it's a penalty shot. And they are going to call a penalty shot. So Dawson will not have to take a seat in the box. And it looks like it's going to be Vandenheuvel to take it. Riley Vandenheuvel to try to cut this lead down to 2. One-on-one with Caitlin Cadrain. Vandenheuvel, right-handed shot, picks up the puck at center ice, takes it right down the middle from the slot, takes a shot, and could not break the goaltender. Cadrain got a piece of it with the elbow, perhaps the cuff of the glove, and it would not trickle through, so the score remains 4-1. Saints still with the power play for another 30 seconds. They are 2 for 3. Off the draw, it's picked up by Gerwitz. She goes up the middle, finds Gillings. She's got a goal here this afternoon. Schroeder on the pressure. Saints get it in, not under control. Poisson had it for a moment, but it was knocked away. Warham with two Saints around her. We're back to 5-on-5. It's Savage is out of the box. Now Gillings with a shot. She was trying to sneak it high glove side, but Hahn was well positioned to make that save. Shot margin is 2-1 as it's 32-16 in favor of the Saints, and they have a 3-goal lead. Callhammer with a slap shot. Ended up kind of a knuckler. So he was kind of bouncing a little bit. That puck was on end when Callhammer got a piece of it. Rutherford in on the draw, going up against Schroeder. Another quick shot off the face-off. The initial save was made. It was right there, just out of the reach of Hahn. And for any goaltender, those are the worst moments to where it's like, can I reach it down? It's just too far away. So then you're just praying that a defender notices that it's there. We get an icing call against the Wolverines with 11:11 left to go. Are you allowed to make a wish if it's not 11:11 in terms of an actual clock? I'll leave that up to all of you watching at home. Wolverines take control off the draw. Hahn brings it over. Kalejian with a long shot. Hits the post. It went past the glove of Cadrain, who misplayed it a little bit. Now the Wolverines with another opportunity. Kalejian leads it. Sensoli takes a shot. That may have gone off the mask, and then the rebound was swept wide. Cadrain trying to push the reset button here. Agaropoulos has lost her stick. Hahn taps it back in, but it's a delayed offside against Michigan. 10:35 left to go. Argyropoulos taps it up towards center, but it's snuck under. Cadrain has had some nervy moments. She has made the saves and kept all out but one, but a flurry of activity for Michigan-Dearborn came very, very close to cutting the lead in half just moments ago. Palayan is tripped up, and the Saints are going to be shorthanded again. So penalties starting to mount here in the third period as Cooper will take a seat on the trip. Play-in gets the puck, fires it to the far point, and the pass had too much of an angle on it. So Michigan-Dearborn will reset. Johnson is right on Palayan. She's going to continue to carry it. Now dishes back for Zafman. Brooks on the forecheck to give Johnson a little breather. Zafman comes up the middle, near side for Spence. Quickly to the far wing, and Perro. Palayan sees Johnson coming and tiptoes around her. Shot from the wide angle. Cadrain made the save. Palayan on her off wing from the point. Shot to flex around a couple times. Knifed in behind the goal. Zafman from the near side corner. Spence towards the point. Zafman shot. I don't know if that went off of a defender or Cadrain got a piece of it. I think they may have put a shot up on the board, so we'll count it as that as well. McGowan's lost her stick again. That's at least the second time, if not third time this game. Needs to get some stickum, which I don't think is legal, but that's why people don't take my advice. 8:49 left to go here in the period. 37 seconds left in the period, or in the power play, excuse me. Warham couldn't get it deep enough, and it's kicked out of the zone. Still enough time for one last push up the ice by the Wolverines, but not with a pass like that because that's going to lead to an icing. So the faceoff will come back inside the Michigan-Dearborn zone with 11 seconds left in the power play. Wolverines try to tap it around the wall, but Gerwitz steps up. St. Louis puts it out in front. Gerwitz came in to try to keep it alive. Rutherford had it momentarily on the hash marks, but Saints couldn't do too much with it. The power play is over now. Putnam goes over to the far wing. Nobody there for Maryville as they were trying to change. It did take a deflection, so they avoid an icing call. Kyle Hummer makes the steal down low. Poisson is trying to put some pressure on, as was Johnson. Wolverines send it down, and again they wave off icing. Nevertheless, that allows more time to tick off the clock, which benefits the Saints, who currently lead by 3. Saints have goals from Cooper, Johnson, Gillings, and St. Louis, as Brooks was trying to get another goal. Sensoli had the lone tally for the Wolverines. Brooks to Sidney Poisson. Backhanded through the top of the crease. Brooks to Poisson again. Ladled back around towards the near wing. Gerwitz steps into one, looking for a deflection. The puck is loose after Hahn made the save, but I've seen that a few times to where the Wolverines goaltenders have struggled to keep a hold of the puck after making the initial stop. O'Leary drives in. She's surrounded by 3 Wolverines players in that maize and blue. Gillings guides it back. Into the corner now for Brennan. Back towards the circle, Gillings. Oh, she was trying to get it through the wickets. If she got it past Spence, she would have had a good look at goal. Palayan will skate it out. Off the far boards. Takes the pass herself. Tried to stop on a dime. Her skates just went from underneath her. Nice little poke check at center as Hatch thwarts a potential 3-on-2 for Maryville. 5.5 to go here in the period. Long pass for Zafman. Did not hit its intended target, and we will get an icing call this time around with 5:22 to go. Cross ice, they come to Zafman. Sent it wide of the goal. She heads off on a change. Sensoli picked up the loose change. Hacking and whacking. Rutherford carries over the red line, skates over the blue. Callhammer's in the middle. Never got the shot away as Hahn was right on her. Backhand chance for St. Louis, ends up wide. Callhammer back for Rutherford. One-timer for Dawson. And the stop was made in front. Hahn has had a player in her kitchen just about the entire game when Maryville has gotten set up. And she has not been allowed to be comfortable. Showing some frustration as she took a little bit of a whack there. Earlier in the game, she actually got called for a slash. Not this time around. Clock stops with 4:19 to go in the period, and the face-off will come out of the zone after it went off a Maryville stick. Johnson wins the draw. Putnam filters it through to Gerwitz. She'll stick handle into the zone from the circle. Quick shot in. Hahn didn't know too much about it. Quickly looked behind her, but it was right in that M on her jersey. Not too much time ticked off the clock there. 4:10 left to go in the contest. Backhand chance for Johnson, and again the save made by Hahn. Now Gerwitz tried to chip it up the wall. Vanden Heuvel was there to seal it off. Evers from the far wing. Back inside her own zone, deep. Warham lost it, regained. 3:40 is Gillen. Left it for Evers. Saints chip it back in on the offensive end. Gilling's trying to get to it. Wolverines send it out. Gillen gets it up towards the line. Warham for Evers. Wrist shot goes high. Perro through the middle, off the skates of Rutherford. Rutherford skates in behind and all the way around. Dawson with a shot. That's off a body and just wide of the net. Old St. Louis. Got a little piece of that on the way through. Savage hits the brakes. Perro trying to reverse and stuff. Second opportunity. Glove save made by Cadrain. Perro thought she had the goal on the second opportunity as it came right back onto her stick. But Cadrain stuck out the trapper and the puck hit it. Face-off won by the Wolverines. Schroeder gave it over to Sensoli. She sent it towards goal from a tough angle. Cadrain pushed it aside again. Sensoli has it at center ice and now back to their own blue line. Cheaply given away as Johnson made the steal. Johnson runs into Palayan. Back at the point is Putnam. Puts it in behind the goal. Poisson put it into the mixer. Nobody there in white. Gerwitz steps into that shot, and it's right into the midsection of Spence as she heads off to the bench. Under 2 to go. Putnam stretching it out. Brennan cut it off. Finds Brooks here on the near side. She's looking for her third goal of the weekend. Not going to get it on this opportunity. She heads off on a change for herself. Gillings was spun around. Sensoli takes the loose puck. Tried to chop it in towards the zone, but Maryville has not allowed any time and space to the Wolverines. They scrum for the puck on the end wall. Nobody's able to dig it out of there yet, but the referee content to just allow time to tick off the clock. Michigan-Dearborn not trying to time waste, and I don't think Maryville was either, so the referee was just kind of like, hey, if you're not going to get it out of there, we'll just continue. Hahn had it go just past her stick. Evers comes in on the forecheck. Dawson up through the middle, deflected by Rutherford. Hatch sends it back the other way, past McGowan. 33 seconds left. Maryville going to improve to 7-2 with another impressive victory this weekend. Warham looking for Perro. Just avoided her. Evers for the long shot. That's going to miss. Gillen from the near corner plays it off the side of the goal. Slapped over towards the far wing by Dawson. Rutherford catches up to it on the half wall. Now going to try to kill off the clock. 5 seconds left. Rutherford kind of awkwardly went into the backside of St. Louis, but the buzzer sounds. 60 minutes have elapsed, and your Maryville Saints are winners. Final shot totals 39 for the Saints and 22 for the Wolverines. But the most important numbers are the final goal totals, and Saints fans will be happy about that as they are winners 4-1. Nobody scored here in the third period as the Saints pretty much put the clamps down defensively. Only allowed 8 shots on goal here in the third period as well. Now, Cadrain was challenged a couple times. She had to make some good saves. There was a flurry of activity there in the middle stages of the period where Cadrain looked a little bit shaky, had one go over her glove and off the post. But once she settled back down, so did her team. And Tommy Lang's troops have got their 7th win of the season. That should be 8 wins. I forgot to mark down last night's win, so 8-2. Nevertheless, an impressive weekend of hockey for Maryville University overall, as the team gathers to salute the crowd that is here in attendance. A pretty good crowd. Several families traveling down from as far away as Canada. Talked to one of the dads from Quebec. They all appreciate what we do here, and hopefully those of you that are watching at home do as well. As we have a blast. Sometimes maybe we have a little bit too much fun, but it's collegiate hockey. You gotta entertain yourself, especially in these broadcasts when I'm here by myself. So you got to have a little bit of fun. It's obviously a blast. We enjoy bringing you the games, and we hope that you all enjoy watching at home. For everybody here at the Maryville Saints Hockey Network, we thank you for watching. I thank Eric Skelton for doing what he does behind the scenes. And until the end of October, when the Saints will take on Midland on October 27th and 28th, that'll wrap it up for our broadcast here this afternoon. 4-1 is your final. The Saints knock off Michigan-Dearborn, and they have an excellent weekend of hockey. As I mentioned, stay tuned to the social media networks. We will talk to Tommy Lang coming up in just a little bit, and that will be posted later on this evening. I'm Todd Panula. Until the next time, have a great night, Saints fans.